Forge Nation, I got a special treat for you guys. We're at Scout Motors with Taylor Langhals on the chief designer for this masterpiece behind me. Taylor, how's it going? Thanks for having us out.
Yeah, of course.
This is absolutely gorgeous. I've been following you guys for the past couple of years with little nuggets sprinkled, like little teasers. We actually have a Scout Harvester 2 in our shop in 1970. And when I saw this, I was like, I gotta go check it out in person. We're at the LA Auto Show. Taylor, what have you been working on for the past several years?
Yeah, no, this is exciting. I mean, it's the first time we're coming out to a public event with our Scout Motors concepts. So it's a special moment for us. We've been working in a silo kind of for a couple of years, if you will. So it's exciting to get these things out in front of people and just let people see them and soak them in.
Yeah.
So for us, some of the magic behind the Scout brand is really the heritage you just mentioned. There's a couple things that stood out to me about the original Scouts. And first it was that everyone that I remember seeing as a kid with my dad going to car shows or out in fields on farms, they're all different. They all had people's unique personalities on them, the way they dressed them up, the way they outfitted them. It was almost an extension of themselves. So we really wanted to create a blank canvas that people could work from as their own personality. And then two, the second thing that I think is unique about the Scouts is that they were, even though they were all different, they all were still very distinctively Scout.
Yeah.
They all, they're recognizable as they went down the road. So in doing so, we looked back at the past when we were creating these, these new icons of the Scout brand and some of the essential cues that we really felt were necessary to bring forward into the vehicle. So if you look at the side view, it all starts with the proportions for us. Creating a side view that's unique in its silhouette, but also clean and pure in form.
Well, the second I saw it online, I was like, this is a Scout.
Right, exactly.
Immediately. It's like when you see a Jeep, you know it's a Jeep. When you see a Bronco, you know it's a Bronco, and you guys crush it on that.
I think that's part of the magic, is being able to create something that someone can see for a few seconds and then they can close their eyes and they can picture it. Like, there's not a lot of ornamentation, not a lot of fuss. It's a very clean silhouette, but some of the magic of the Scout 2 was that the cabin was set back on the wheels and it gave it this really powerful stance, and then it had that very iconic kick up in the DLO or daylight opening that we thought was important to bring forward into these vehicles.
That's awesome.
So
well, let's start on the side profile and kind of work our way around. We'll go deep into it, as deep as you want to go. Let's start right here in the wheel well. The first thing I noticed, departure angle is insane. That tire is pretty much on the front of your vehicle.
Super short front overhang, just as originals were. I mean, to keep it capable, you got to be able to get the front tires on the obstacles coming. That's really important for us. Another unique thing, the original Scout 2s, they had a side marker, like this little reflector that would sit here on the fender and then one right in the back. You could draw a clean line between those two elements, which we thought was really cool. And a lot of the original Scouts, they celebrated it with graphic packages and all kinds of stuff. But we want to take that as a DNA element going forward. So you can see how the DRL bar actually pierces through the fender, reappears here, and then it traces around in the back.
That's really cool.
And what that creates is something we call the equator line. It runs all the way around the vehicle, and it's something that all of the ornamentation hangs from.
So. I love that. Right now we got 35-inch tires, 22-inch wheels. In production, what are you guys thinking? Where are we at with that?
No, I mean, we're exploring. So this one, we're developing this this kind of characteristic on this one that's a little bit more urban, a little bit more playful. The truck we'll see in a little bit is a little bit more built for work. So you'll see a smaller wheel, bigger tire. So the idea is that people can dress them up for whatever it is that they're out doing.
So the question that I have for off-road enthusiasts and people who want to modify this thing up to the nines, can you do that on this vehicle? We just saw some other vehicles here that are like, you're never going to chop the bumper off a Telluride. But this bad boy, what do we got working in the front, and like what can you do to the sides? What went into the design concepts there?
So the magic of the Scout is that it's body on frame, right? So it is a through and through truck. So bumpers are removable, solid rear axle, disconnecting front sway bar, locking diffs. I mean, it is a truck. So first and foremost, that's one of the most important things. And then from there, again, you can remove the bumpers, replace them, throw your winches on. You can see up here we have tie downs on the hood that if you're carrying something that overhangs the roof, you can tie down, or you can accessorize it, mount some lights or max tracks or whatever it is that you're need.
Yeah, these guys mount everything everywhere.
They do mount everything everywhere.
So we got something special right here. What is this bad boy?
Yeah, so Harvester is our signifier for our range extended platform. So the Harvester package designates that you have the range extender in the vehicle. So what it is a gas motor that's placed directly behind the rear axle. So it's hidden in the back, So it keeps all the benefits of having an electric vehicle. You still get a full frunk, you can hang out up there, you can put all your goods up there, but you have a gas engine in the back that's keeping you charged at all times.
Did you guys hear that? It's an EV vehicle with an onboard generator that literally could recharge your battery on the go. Range anxiety has died with the Scout, and I'm very excited about it.
Over 500 miles of range with the Harvester package. So.
That's awesome. So those guys and gals who want to go off-roading, but you're a little scared to take an EV, let me introduce you to the Scout.
Yeah,
the other thing I noticed from a design standpoint, you coming from Jeep, where the windshield is an attractant for rocks. This bad boy.
Laid back a little bit, and that really plays into the silhouette that you're trying to create. You know, the Scout tube wasn't super stood up either. It was more about pulling that weight. We always talk about it as a dash to axle. So it's the location, the measurement from your front spindle to the base of the A-pillar. The further away it is, the better the stance of the vehicle typically is.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's work our way back. What else are we working with in the back of this thing? I think a lot of times designers focus on the front because that's normally what you see, but then you look at the back and it's got that boxy look. Definitely like modern with a touch of the aesthetic of the original Scout. What went into designing the back, like aerodynamics and going into the history of it?
So I think one of the important things when you look at the graphics of the original Scouts, specifically the front and the back, is they had this really unique pill shape to them. So we wanted to capture that basic graphic, but then really take it a step further in the technology. So you can see here, we talked earlier about how the light pierces through the fender, but you also see what we call a ghost light, and it's an ambient glow that comes from behind that graphic shape that celebrates. It's on both the front and the back of the vehicle, so it gives you that down the road instant recognition. If someone's coming at you at night, you're going to know right away it's a Scout. The other unique thing we have going on in the back is what we call our split gate. So tailgate opens, the swinging carrier swings out of the way, and we actually have a drop gate. But as I talked about earlier, we also offer a lot of unique customization. So we're taking this as a chance to explore and really figure out what people are going to want on their Scouts. So typically this will be your spare tire carrier, but it is a carrier. So we're trying to celebrate that you can carry more things than the spare tire. So this is what we're calling the backpack. It's a storage box. If you have some wet or dry gear, it gives you a ton of space to put things in there. Keep some of your essentials in there for quick, easy access.
And this opens up just right here? How do I do that? I don't want to break it. Oh, look at that.
Can you do that?
Full swing out the back looks amazing. Chop that rear bumper off, throw some heavy duty steel bumpers on it. Wow. Did you say it swing? Okay, that swings out and then this opens up. Then you got tons of room for activities back here. Oh, and it pops down.
Pops down.
Wait, there's more.
Gives you a chance to hang out in the back and do a little tailgating. So in the back, you'll see a couple unique things here. We actually have a gear rack that's mounted on the side there.
That's cool.
So we have these mounting racks that are all around the vehicle. You'll see it in the back of the truck seats. You'll see it back here. They're in the front as well. And the idea is that you can have, say you're going skiing for the day, you got your goggles, your helmet, you got all the stuff in the garage on the wall, take it off, snap it in there.
That's cool.
Just quick, easy access. We have T-tracks in the floor so you can slide some of your accessories, lock them right in place. You guys
thought of everything on this rig.
We're trying.
Oh, I love it. The body lines are incredible. The equator line is fantastic. Let's check out the truck and then we'll jump in the interior.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is
Terra.
The working name on it. The
Terra is the actual name of the truck.
Terra, nice. And then color schemes. What are you guys going to launch with? I love this color, by the way.
Yeah, this is called Silo.
Silo. So on this truck, we got 37-inch tires. Did you guys have to do any modifications to it, or the idea is
like... No, they're stuffed in there just as it would come on the showroom floor. So
wow.
Yeah.
I love it. And then the front trunk area,
the front.
So this is the benefit of the EV. You have tons of room for storage. You got the full truck bed in the back, plenty of room on the inside, and then if you want additional storage, you got it up here. Got a built-in air compressor. Is that what I see?
Yeah, so if you're out in the trail or out on the farm and you're aired down, you got the compressor, you get yourself aired back up. So yeah, we got air compressor. We've got our gear racks up here. where you can take, whatever gear it is, snap it in there. It's got quick releases to unhook it. We have extra storage underneath the floor in here.
That's cool.
So cup holders, cool place. We call it front gating, cool place to hang out.
There you go. I love it. Well, I think we've seen enough of the outside. We got to jump inside, and we need someone else special for that. Taylor, dude, you crushed it. I can't wait to get one. Check them out, Scout Motors. But let's jump in on the inside real quick and see the UI. All right, I'm inside this luxury vehicle with Dre, the head of UX. Dude, I love the bench seat. That takes me back to riding with my grandpa in his old Chevy truck. Just nothing but room for activities in here. And then the platform on the inside, absolutely gorgeous. Let's walk through this UX, which I'm sure you spent many years and thousands of hours on.
A lot of hours, yes, that's true.
So what are some of the benefits of the Scout that separates you guys from some of the other platforms?
Super good question. I think what we really claiming and do very differently than other vehicles is the right balance between hardware buttons and digital. If you look at this, you can see that the screens are really better than into the IP. It underlines the horizontal lines, the look and feel of everything on the screens really corresponds with the color and trim. It's an extension really, it's not an afterthought. The amount of buttons are really tailored to the core functionality. So we really went through this exercise to see and understand what people really use on a regular basis. So it's temperature, it's AC, all of those things are right here for you. These are only 6 buttons. So it allows you to operate them at some point without even looking at them, right? So we have outdoor or
locking your axles right
exactly
here.
All the off-road functionality lives here.
Cool, it's like a cockpit. It's like activate rear lockers.
But it's also placed in a purposeful way, because if you think, you go to whatever, Joshua Tree right now or what, all your off-road capabilities are living here on this place. It's not mingled in and mixed in and any other functionality. It's really separated. That really helps you to understand and memorize where these functions live. The same accounts to the accessory buttons on the left-hand side. You don't even have to jump into the car to turn them on and off.
All of your aux buttons for lights and additional features are just right here. That's cool.
Yeah, you open the door and you can do it there. You don't have to come into the car with your muddy boots or something, and you can just operate it from there.
Oh, and to start the engine?
Yes, we have we're celebrating tactility, right? We really want to bridge to the heritage of the vehicle. So the tactility is really a huge component of our DNA. And yes, that's why we bring in a tactile button with a really cool start sound, which I'm going to talk about in a few weeks, and happy to extend on that topic. It's really beautiful. And it will help you to memorize really, is the vehicle on and which state is it right now. It's so hard for people to understand, even if we have this beautiful technology, smart as it is it on? Can I drive right now or not, right? So we want to have that memory, that really impactful interaction.
That's cool. I love the sunroof, the built-in LEDs, all the trim on this is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to get my hands on one of these bad boys. Dre, thank you for having us. This is so cool. If you want to get your own Scout, go to scoutmotors.com. Put your pre-order in now. They're accepting deposits, and then 2027 is when they're looking to ship. I can't wait for this thing to hit the market. It's absolutely gorgeous. I feel like I'm in the future. One thing we almost missed after talking to Dre was the outdoor mode. You could have the AC on, the heater on, sleep inside your vehicle, and it's just gonna use the battery to charge everything up. What's cool about it is if you have range anxiety, you just turn the harvester mode, and what turned from 4 days of battery life remaining now is 10 days, because that battery and that generator is just gonna charge the onboard battery. Really cool solution by Scout Motors. I can't wait for this thing to come out. Just look at the interior on this. I love the accents, I love the brown leather, I love the little jean-like material on this. It's absolutely gorgeous. This thing can't hit the market soon enough. Oh, and for good measure, why not have a little sunroof action? No need for glass when you could just wave to your friends. Have some orange mocha frappuccinos and enjoy the great outdoors in your Scout Motors Traveler. This thing is epic.